mention every episode, I have to tell you, my TV means is your TV and my TV, belonging to everyone in Marsiling-Yew Tee. So thank you so much for tuning in to us. And if you have watched our shows for the past few days, once again, a warm welcome again. Good to see you on board. If you are new here, okay, you should come here more often because we strongly believe that this is the platform for us to engage with all our residents. And of course, we know that the election matters is getting a bit okay, talk of the town right now. But okay, before inviting our four candidates up, okay, with us, we want to take a look at a short video that we actually prepared for you. Thank you so much. And I believe most of our residents actually seen them having their walkabouts and such. Okay, before inviting them up, we are already overwhelmed with by a lot of comments here and there. Hello, everyone. Welcome once again. Okay, greetings from Limbang. We have greetings from UT, Marsiling-Yew Tee, and hello, Mr. Zaqy and such. Okay, hello, Miss Hany and such. Thank you once again for coming along with us today. Okay, you have seen them walking around our community area as well. So today we want to talk about my community, Marsiling-Yew Tee community. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to invite Mr. Alex Yam, Miss Hany Soh, Mr. Zaqy Mohamad, Minister Lawrence Wong, the four candidates for Marsiling-Yew Tee. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, you want to say hi to everyone on Facebook first? Maybe we can start with Mr. Alex Yam.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. We've met many of you out and about in Marsiling, in Woodgrove, in UT and Limbang over the last few days. Thank you for your encouragement and your warmth. Thank you for your feedback as well. Lots of things for us to work on and help you with. But we're very thankful for all of you giving us the energy during this period of time. Thank you. 谢谢.
Thank you, Mr. Yam. Coming up next, we have a new face, but not so new, Eddie, because after that few days, okay, residents love her, Miss Hany Soh.
Hello, 大家晚上好. Happy to be on my TV again to see you guys over dinner. I hope you have already eaten your dinner by now. So sit back and relax and hear what we have to share with you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Hany. So coming up next, we have Mr. Zaqy. May I request Mr. Zaqy to actually say hello in Melayu, boleh tak?
Okey, boleh cuba. Okey, selamat malam semua, khabar? Memang terima kasihlah bagi sokongan anda semua kerana berjumpa dengan kita dalam hari-hari yang lalu. Oleh kerana kita telah berada di UT Limbang, Marsiling dan juga Woodgrove untuk bertemu dengan anda. Ada yang telah memberi kita maklum balas juga. Dan saya berharaplah kita akan dapat terus berkhidmat bagi anda. Terima kasih sekali lagi.
Terima kasih. Thank you, Mr. Zaqy. And we have Min. You want to say hello to everyone?
Sure. Thanks, Kevin. Hello, everyone. Very good to see all of you on Facebook Live and my TV program. All of us have been busy walking the ground, and we, from Limbang to UT to Woodgrove and Marsiling, we've met many of you. So thank you very much for all the encouragement you have given to us. Thank you also for the various suggestions and feedback that we've picked up from you. And again, we assure you, we will, if given a chance and if given your support, we will certainly follow up on all of these suggestions that you have given. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mean. And of course, today we actually mentioned about we'll be talking about Marsiling-Yew Tee community. COVID-19 has actually impacted a lot of us. We Singaporeans and maybe everyone in Marsiling-Yew Tee, most of us were actually impacted by this. In this episode, we want to ask about how our candidates can actually help us to relieve the stress points, especially for residents. Maybe I remembered 2 episodes or so ago, Mr. Zaqy actually mentioned about something about Marsiling Cares, this program that is going on. So I managed to dig out a recent video. So let's take a look at this video before we actually pop up more questions to Mr. Zaqy.
Sure.
A place where we call home is a place where we truly feel welcome. In Marsiling, we aspire to ensure that no one is left behind. Here's what we have done to benefit our residents. Marsiling Cares was launched by Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong in March 2019 as an umbrella initiative for the community to care for those among us who are vulnerable, caring for every heartbeat. Every month, 1,300 families from our rental units receive food rations and other forms of social support from the Marsiling grassroots and partner organizations. The grassroots organizations also help coordinate food and grocery distribution with partners such as Willing Hearts and Jamia, which benefit our residents. We keep close connections with residents and organizations of all religious backgrounds in Marsiling. Through the Heart of Our Community program, residents can enjoy participating in events organized by diverse religious groups regardless of race, language, or religion. This ensures Marsiling's vibrant atmosphere and strengthens the kampong spirit for our community. The health and well-being of our residents remain our top priority. Our teams work closely with the community networks to promote and deploy health and well-being programs and activities. Such programs are a valuable part of the COVID-19 emergency response measures and outreach. Through these initiatives, we aim to create the heart of the community, caring for every heartbeat. That is how we move forward as one Marsiling.
Kelvin can't hear.
And this is a, yes, that's right. And this is a short video for Marsiling Care. So sorry, because I was so engrossed in the video, I forgot to unmute my mic. Yeah, I especially like this for one Marsiling. May we actually have Mr. Zaqy to explain to us more about this Marsiling Cares program that has been going on around Marsiling?
Yes. No, this is a interesting one because one of the first things I noticed when I first came to Marsiling was that we had about 2,000 families in rental flats here. And when you look at the Northwest District, we are probably the highest, in terms of the number of rental flat concentration in one division. So we set out, understood the ground, learned what the residents needed, and really every month, we used. Marsiling always had food rations being distributed to our vulnerable residents, and we decided that we could do one better. Do just beyond simple groceries, but package more things in there, such that you can have a more holistic engagement. So you see there, for example, we have corporates and food donations coming in so that we can do it sustainably and provide them with a wider range of items every month. At the same time, we use the opportunity to bring corporate partners and other partners, community partners on board to also entertain our seniors who will be there. And for some of them, we do health programs and also social assistance programs too on the ground. So you will see us every month across 5 different zones, across all our rental flats, across Marsiling every month. So that's one thing I think we're quite proud of in terms of how this program has developed. And we had Prime Minister launch it in 2018. But that was just phase 1. And what we're doing now, as you can see the picture now, this is Community Link, which we just launched earlier this year in January. Mm-hmm. So we moved one step further to work with MSF for Community Link and MOE for Uplift, to look at the families living on rental flats and see how we can uplift their children. So it's no longer just about the help they need today, but making sure that the next generation receive various programs, assistance, as well as development from us, so that they can develop to their fullest potential and achieve their aspiration. And that's something we are looking at quite very closely. So we work with schools to make sure that those in preschool attend preschool, those in schools who are not attending class, we engage them with mentors, and we want to be that safety net for them. At the same time as well, for the Malay community, we also worked with Mendaki and M Positiga, because there's also a large number of them there's a number of them who need help, and we do have the resources to provide education support for many of these kids. What we are also doing now, I think many of you know, the current situation with jobs and economy is that there are more residents who are in need for opportunities, and we've just opened up a Marsiling-CC, we just opened a Career Satellite Center. So that's on 1st June, we opened up a Career Satellite Center, which allows residents to come in to Marsiling-CC anytime the CC is open and get career advice. You can get job matching advice, and this is in partnership with Workforce Singapore. And here in the picture, you probably see, Mr. Alex and Ms. Ong Teng Kun together with us. This was in Fuchun Neighborhood Center recently. We did a career fair, and together with Voting Skills Future as well. And we encourage residents to go beyond just looking for jobs, but looking to build their careers and skills. And I'm sure Alex will share later. UT has done something similar. And for Marsiling, we also had one for older workers too. So we are doing various themed fairs, knowing that there are different segments of workers here in Marsiling. And you probably asked what's next, so beyond this. So from the 7th to 19th July, we are also organizing our first Marsiling-wide career fair too, to also share with residents the available schemes that government is putting in place with SG United, where we are creating jobs and opportunities and traineeships for many of our residents. And we are doing this, if things go well, we will do this from the 17th to 19th July, which we are planning now. One more thing before I end off, I'm just going to do a bit of promo. So we partnered as well with Community Link and Fast Jobs, SPH Fast Jobs, to put up digital displays around 3 of our areas where there are plenty of traffic. So one is near Marsiling MRT, the other one is near Marsiling Mall, and the third one is near Marsiling Market, where you can actually find these kiosks like an AXS machine that you can click and look for jobs. For example, there you can see jobs in Woodlands, jobs with certain profiles and things like that. So you can actually look for jobs near home. So these are areas in which we may have started some pilots in Marsiling, but I'm quite sure we're going to expand it across the GRC.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zaqy. Like what I mentioned earlier on, I think after listening to Mr. Zaqy, I'm very sure of this sentence, leave no man behind. So this is like something like a one Marsiling-Yew Tee. Everyone is a family to us. So we will assist those affected by COVID-19 and weather the crisis together as one Marsiling community, as mentioned by Mr. Zaqy earlier on. I believe as one of the candidates, of the 4 candidates, Miss Hany Soh has some plans to actually help us as well. May we invite Miss Hany?
Yes. So what I understand from Mr. Ong's side and also from the past few days of walking the ground is that there are actually many ground-up initiatives that Mr. Ong has already started involving the communities. One very good example which is actually the food distributions, bi-monthly food distributions for the needy residents. This was actually an initiative that was set up by PMETs coming together to find ways to contribute back to the society. We also have, house block paintings, going to the flats to do paintings that were done by our YEC members. So a lot of all these initiatives comes together where it's our residents trying to find ways to contribute back to the society, which is something that I hope that moving forward, we will continue to do for our residents. But also not forget that during this period of time, during my visits and get to know the residents, I understand that many are very affected by the COVID-19 situations. They are very concerned because some of them has lost their jobs. Some of them are worried about losing their jobs. Some of them, in fact, have their pay cuts. So they worry in terms of their livelihood, what are their rights as employees. So these are the things that I think what I want to do is to reach out to them more, to allow them to have a better understanding in terms of the law. So if you remember, Kelvin, I previously mentioned about my gel mission, right, that I have for Woodgrove. So I think now is a good time for me to, again, 打广告. So I'm going to have another Woodgrove channel where I'll be sharing more in terms of what are the things that I want to actually do for our Woodgrove residents. But one thing, a sneak preview of what I'll be sharing at my next Woodgrove channel sessions is pertaining to having legal clinics and also law awareness talks, which is what I have been already doing, in my capacity as a community leaders in the Northwest districts for the past few years. So this is something that I think our Woodgrove residents will be looking forward to and hopefully benefit from there. Yes.
Thank you so much, Miss Hany. I especially like this GEL mission that you're gonna bring to everyone in Wood Group, because GEL means green initiatives and embracing parenthood, and of course LPA, the lasting power of attorney. So
Law
you put
awareness.
the law awareness as well. So you look at it from another side, which is LEG. Okay, I like this part where you mentioned the other time, I'm gonna keep my legs on the ground to listen to my residents, to answer my residents, and to serve them even better. So this GEL mission is something that we can actually look forward to. What about Mr. Alex Yam?
Well, thanks, Kevin. Over in UT, we've for many years operated on a concept that we can always start from the heart in UT. The profile of our UT residents, mainly 4-roomers, 5-roomers, and also our private estate. So we've also over the years learned that many of our residents want to contribute and give up their time or of their energy, but they just don't know what the avenues are. So we've started this concept called UT Day many years ago. I spoke about it previously as well, that we collected 1 cup of rice from everybody. We've moved on to collect recyclables so that we can help those in our midst and also the wider community who are in need through these fundraising efforts, through the repackaging of rice and rations for people. And it's not just us doing it, it's the entire UT family coming together. That's what we found very meaningful in building community in UT, that there are people who are willing, even if it's small, sometimes it could be big amounts, but everybody can contribute. Most recently, when we had COVID-19 arrive in Singapore, one of the groups of people that were, of course, very affected and are still doing very hard work at the moment are our frontliners. So we brought together the community as well to pack care packs for our frontline workers in Tan Tock Seng Hospital, as well as in Ding Fong Hospital. And we had volunteers who said, I like baking. And so they came together and we baked 10,000 cookies. Every time we want to do something, it just gets larger and larger. And so we had so much cookies. We packed originally 1 hospital, we expanded to 2 hospitals and to all the staff as well. So for us, yes, we also have people who need job matching services. Zaqy mentioned this earlier. Recently, we partnered with CDAC as well as with WSG and our partners at NTUC to do a couple of job fairs. Because during this period of time, everyone's concerned about jobs. Some people may have lost their jobs and want to look for new opportunities. So we look forward to organizing more of these sessions, really to help those who really need it the most. And that's really at the core of our mission in UT, to always start from the heart.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alex Yam. So if you actually notice, in Marsiling, they talk about one Marsiling. In Woodgrove, they have the GEL mission for you. And in UT, we use our heart. Okay, something like the heart of UT, which has been going on for quite some time. One of the places, one of the areas in this Marsiling UT is Limbang. Okay, so right now we want to invite Minister Wong to actually share with us more.
Sure. Thanks, Kelvin.
Thank you.
At Limbang, we have many of the similar programs that have been described by my fellow candidates. We have 2 rental blocks in Limbang, and so we do put in place programs since 2015, when the Marsiling-Yew Tee GRC was formed, where we go around to the rental blocks, we do monthly food distribution, provide social assistance to all the tenants in the rental blocks. We do programs where we go in to help clean up, paint the homes, and also provide some of the residents with new home appliances from time to time. So we do this outreach on a continuous basis. But we also realize that there are vulnerable families and groups outside of the rental blocks. We have 2 blocks, but there are certainly vulnerable groups outside of the rental block. So we extend the outreach to families elsewhere too. Anyone who is in need, anyone who is vulnerable, we reach out to them and we try our best to help them. The other thing we want to do also is to reach out to the younger folks and the families, particularly with children. Limbang-Yew Tee, our estate is an estate that's about 20 plus years. The people who have moved in from the start have, grown old with the estate. They are in their 50s, perhaps slightly older, but there are also younger families coming in. And many of them have young children, whether it's in the rental block or outside of the rental block. And we want to ensure that all of our vulnerable families or families in need are able to provide equal opportunities, full opportunities for their children to learn, to thrive, and to maximize their potential. So one of my favorite programs in Limbang is something we do at the end of the year in partnership with Fei Ye, where we bring the children together and we, together with their parents, engage in some bonding activity. This is one where we did making of a pizza together with the children and their parents. Last year we did one where we made ice cream together. So we do some kind of an interactive activity for family bonding to get the children together, and then at the same time we have a Make a Wish program where we let the children ask them for their wishes. This typically happens towards the end of the year, so it's quite meaningful. We are able to grant them their wish, and then one of our volunteers will actually go around to buy a present according to their wish, and then we are able to give them these presents at the end of the year. And it's really very delightful to see the children's faces when they receive the presents and when they are able to engage in these family bonding activities and also learning and development activities. And this is one thing we hope we can do to provide more opportunities for our young children, to help them, aspire towards realizing their dreams and whatever they wish to do in life. So this is another example. I would like to say that these are existing programs, but going forward, we do want to scale up the programs we have to reach out to more residents, particularly because we know that more families will be impacted because of COVID-19. The government is already doing a lot at the national level with various programs to help Singaporeans impacted by COVID-19. So one of the roles we can do, if given a chance as members of parliament, is to help translate and meet that last mile gap. Because you often hear people say, government has schemes, but they may not always know what the details of the schemes are. They may not even be fully aware of all the schemes that are out there. And some may not know how to apply for these schemes, which is a pity because the schemes are there, the assistance is there, but they may not even be aware that the schemes are available. So one of the things we can certainly do more of is to try and bridge that last mile gap to make sure that all of the government assistance at the national level is translated down to every resident. The second thing we can do is, because at the national level, the schemes will have criteria, and we always know the criteria perhaps can meet the needs of 80-90% of the residents, but there may also be a few exceptional cases that don't always meet the criteria. Maybe it's 5%, whatever it is, and they fall through the cracks, and then they cannot get help from the national level scheme. So we want to scale up our local assistance programs so that we can help to supplement what the government is doing at the national level and ensure that every family in Marsiling-Yew Tee will be able to get the help that they need during these difficult times. So those are some of the things we hope to do, and the help can be in terms of finding a job and training place. It can be in terms of providing assistance to the family during this difficult period, perhaps because of a loss of job or a loss of income. But these are different ways in which we can ensure that we move forward as one community and leave no one behind.
Thank you so much, Minister. So, actually, from what Min actually just mentioned, and I just do a sum up from the 4 candidates. Okay, in Marsiling-Yew Tee, okay, I'll just do this sentence in Chinese. 一年四季照顾你, okay, because we have programs all over the year from the One Marsiling kind of Marsiling Cares program. We have some law awareness programs as well might be coming up, and we have some gel missions, and we have the Heart of UT, and of course kids are looking forward to this every year end. Your Wish, okay, the My Wish program. May I just check with Min, this My Wish program has been carried out for how many years already?
Maybe 4 or 5 years. Certainly since 2015, since like I said, Marsiling-Yew Tee is a new GRC formed in 2015. So the team came in, we received the support from residents, and then after that, we've started these programs with our partners.
Thank you so much. Because I'm a young parent myself, so whenever I see kids' wishes being granted and such, I feel so much of a warm. So that's why I want to check with you, like how long this has been going on, and I believe in years to come we will actually grant more wishes to the kids in need as well. So okay, that is about this my community, the Marsiling-Yew Tee community. Okay, right now we are going into this 3 things segment. Okay, something lighthearted. Okay, I believe you guys have a paper with you, a white paper that was passed on to you earlier on. Okay, don't worry, this is not an envelope. You don't need to open like the last time round. No surprises. But right now, I just want to ask you a simple question. What are the 3 things that you like about Marsiling community? So you can actually write down your answers. The 3 things that you like about Marsiling-Yew Tee community in the white paper that was given. So there are many things in Marsiling-Yew Tee that I like if I'm a resident there, because every time I'm there, I'll just go for good food. Okay, we know all the goodies are around there, and we know we have nice residents there, and of course we have the nice candidates that have been they have been actually walking around for the past few days, and I think all of you have actually seen them. So if you have not, don't worry, they will appear. Okay, yeah. So we do have some coming up from the residents as well, saying hello to the candidates. And wow, okay, we have one from Rita. Excellent idea, Minister. Looking forward to the bright ideas. Thank you so much. Thank you. So please do show them your support. We will keep on bringing more wonderful programs to Marsiling-Yew Tee community. Okay, I think Mr. Alex looking very confident. He's somehow ready with his answer. Miss Hany Soh, okay, very ready lawyer and candidate. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Zaqy, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so with the count of 3, maybe we flash to the screen together. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's take a look at the answer one by one. Let's start with Mr. Alex Yam. Okay, so
Alex has such good handwriting. It's amazing.
okay, so just give me a minute. I'll just put up Mr. Alex Yam's screen. Okay, so
Okay, we go with Alex first.
yes,
That's
that's
right,
right.
yeah.
Just give me a minute. I will need to put up the screen. Okay, the good-hearted people of UT. Wow, that's good. That's good. Okay, our passionate volunteers. Yes, that's right. I strongly agree with this. And the committed community partners. Okay, this is what Mr. Alex Yam actually wrote. Let's check with Miss Hany Soh. Other than the gel mission she has, she wrote about SRS here. Okay, sentimental, resilience, supportive, and this is about Woodgrove and Marsiling-Yew Tee. Okay, can we take a look at Mr. Zaqy answer?
I have to say my handwriting really bad, no. Okay. Hey, number 1, if you can't read it, it says makan.
Makan.
Tons of makan places. If you don't really know that. Then of course you got really our smiley, happy residents.
Uh-huh.
Awesome attitude, because I know the word resilience came about, but I also thought it is the attitude that many of our residents take when they face challenges or when they need help, and really many of them just coming forward and reaching out to us. I think in how we handle such challenges and difficulties. I think it's really nice to see them working with us collaboratively.
Thank you, Mr. Zaqy. And what about Minister Lawrence Wong? Let's take a look at his answer.
Okay, there we go. Let me go through what I have. First, kampong spirit, mutual help. That's something that has been echoed by my colleagues or my teammates. Very strong sense of volunteerism amongst our residents. Like I said just now, when the Make a Wish program, we have someone actually going out to buy the presents. We have many residents always coming forward to help us whenever we do these programs to help the residents in need. So it's truly amazing to see the kind of kampong spirit we have in the community. Second, our brisk walking groups, I must say, they are extremely enthusiastic, mostly seniors, but there are also some young families, and they love to walk. Unfortunately, we have not been able to do many of this in the last 2 months or 3 months, especially after COVID-19. But previously, we will organize lots of brisk walking activities. We will go all out as a group, hundreds of people, and then we will walk from one location to another, all the different parts of Singapore that you can find, from East Coast to West Coast to the North. So it's a fun activity for the whole family. Our seniors love it, and it's great for them because they go out, get fresh air, and stay active. Finally, there is a lot of talent amongst our residents, both from our young and also the young at heart. So we did a talent contest some two years ago in Limbang. We organized a Limbang Youth Talent Concert. Many people stepped forward, and it's amazing to see we've got lots of people with a lot of musical talents, both in singing and in playing musical instruments. And because we had such good response from the youth, we organized one for the seniors too, and lots of seniors love to sing. And so we also had a very good response. Again, we have not been able to do many of these activities, but we certainly hope to resume them when the situation allows, after this whole COVID situation stabilizes.
Thank you, Minister. So please don't forget as well, we, everyone in Marsiling-Yew Tee is looking forward to your guitar solo once again, okay? Hopefully soon, okay? So once this COVID is over, we will come up with more of this. Okay, so can we invite Ms. Hany Soh to actually share a bit more on the terms that she actually wrote, which was supportive?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the part about sentimental, right? I realized that through my coffee shop walkabouts, I realized that the residents, especially the senior ones, they really very Chinese called 重感情, right? Because every time when I walk back to the after a couple of days, I go back to the same coffee shop, I see the same uncle and the same aunties sitting around the same corner. And then they say that 几十年, for the past 30 years, I've been patronizing, this particular place, eating this around areas. And to them, is even they might have already moved, from this block to that block, but they never really move out of Woodgrove or from Marsiling-Yew Tee because they really like this place. And likewise for their children as well, subsequently they have married, they ballot for BTOs. Eventually they come back to the same community. So that's why I say that the people here are have very strong sentimental values. The other part, which is resilience, is that during my house visits and my walkabouts, I realized that many of our residents are actually food delivery riders. So I really want to thank them, especially during the circuit breaker period, because they have worked extremely hard. They are our frontline workers, who really assisted to, in a way, literally bring food to our tables during this period of time. So very strong resilience. The third thing is pertaining to supportive. As you know, I took over from Mr. Ong, but apart from the initiatives that he has already introduced that I will be inheriting, I will also be inheriting his supportive, very strong team of volunteers. During this period of time, they have been showering me with a lot of care and concern and a lot of supports. They walk with me to the ground, introduce me to many of the residents who likewise share these three attitudes as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I believe everyone is all ready for you to come on board. Thank you so much. And please do remember, she's a new face, but she's not new because she's done a lot of homework for Woodgrove or Marsiling-Yew Tee. Okay, coming up next, I wouldn't say he's not old face lah. Okay lah, veteran. Okay, veteran in Marsiling-Yew Tee and especially in UT. He has worked many years with many volunteers and many grassroots leaders and worked alongside with many residents. May we invite Mr. Alex Yam to share a bit more on your points?
Sure. I mentioned three things, and they're all about people because that's really at the heart of what we do. As I mentioned earlier in describing some of the community programs, they're only successful because people want to take part and people do want to help. So the people of UT who have opened up their hearts to people, open up their doors to people in need, especially neighbors. We have so many good examples of them. Often we say that Singaporeans are sometimes cold, they lock themselves away at home. But when it really comes down to a difficult moment, you'll find that people naturally open their hearts out to each other. And with that, we also have a wonderful team of volunteers. I have about 400 over volunteers serving in UT. And when COVID first struck, we called on all our volunteers and said, we got to get the message out to our residents, tell them, give them the information, deliver flyers, deliver information out there, whether it's dengue or any other crisis. They're always ready. And this time round, because of COVID, in fact, we said, if you're fearful, stay home. We fully understand. But so many people turned up. And within a single day, we delivered out our pamphlets, our info flyers to every single household in just 4 hours. And that's the amount of passion that our volunteers put into helping their fellow neighbors. And of course, we can't do this alone. We need people to come along with us. And that's where our community partners come into play. I've mentioned a few of them earlier, CDAC, Feiyue, whether it's government agencies, every one of them is a valuable partner to us because they help us to level up, they provide us with the resources to do more. And so it's these three groups of people that really combine to become the heart of UT so that we can reach out, so that we can serve, and so that our community becomes a lot more holistic, more united, and more caring.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alex Yam. As you can actually hear from the four candidates, their answers evolve around you and you and you. Okay, which means to say everyone in Marsiling-Yew Tee. Okay, quoted from Mr. Zaqy, one Marsiling in time to come is one Marsiling-Yew Tee. So this is a big family that we are looking forward to. And of course, these are the three things that our four candidates liked about Marsiling-Yew Tee. And of course, we have actually popped this question to some of the residents, and we have a video to show you and let you guys understand more what does the residents like about MY community, which is Marsiling-Yew Tee.
Kawasan Woodgrove ni cantik dan banyak kemudahan. Dan bila saya memerlukan pertolongan, mereka akan membantu saya.
Mr. Wong is a very nice, helpful man. He has been helping all the residents in Woodgrove. And he will go all the way out to assist any assistance required or requested by the residents. And he always make it a point that he will look into the matter very seriously.
我觉得因为这边有足够而且很干净的设施。
I love living in UT because it's a beautiful place and I've been living here for the past 13 years with my family, and everyone feels the same, that it's a beautiful place. People here live in peace and harmony. I especially love UT because of the amenities around. The shopping centers are close by, plus my children's school is close, and also we have a lot of developments happening. I wouldn't see myself living anywhere else.
Kita punya MP Wong sangat baik dan bagus. dia suka menolong rakyat yang tinggal di sini.
要什么他提到给我。那个门口那个灯哦，我说晚上6点半开哦，他准时。这边是我们的家啦啊。
Terima kasih. Thank you, sir.
Wow. Okay, we have heard from our residents and as well, it's about you guys. Thank you so much for all the hard work for Marsiling-Yew Tee. And they love you, you love me. Okay, I love you, you love me. Okay, so this is like a one big family. Okay, so it's time to actually know more about our four candidates, and we have Mr. Zaqy today. Okay, so before we go into that, we have another video to show, which is about Mr. Zaqy.
这议员吼，也是还真好啦。
As I know him as someone very prompt in addressing the issues of the resident.
Zaqy is a very friendly and nice person. He's actually very approachable. Ever since he has been our advisor around this area, I've seen a lot of changes around this area.
With your support, we can build our future together. Let's build a better Marsiling. Let's build a better Singapore together. We want Marsiling to be a home that we can be proud of and live in harmony. In the past few years, we have built new amenities like Marsiling Mall and refreshed our estates like Marsiling Park. We will continue to improve by upgrading our Marsiling and Fuchun town centres and our community clubs. We want our community to bond, to be active, and to grow together in this place we call home. It is also important that we focus on your well-being and make sure that no one is left behind. Programs such as Marsiling Cares are important because it provides food and assistance to 1,300 vulnerable families every month. Community Link helps build up our next generation to achieve their potential. And we want our pioneer and silver generation to be active and learning new lifelong skills. We currently live in different times. The COVID-19 pandemic has impacted people's jobs, businesses, and affected families. As a party, we will work with you to overcome these challenges so Singaporeans can continue to grow and prosper.
I think he's a very great man. He's trying to help out in our resident wise, and it's also helping out in our financial wise also.
Well, Mr. Zaqy is a very well-respectful person. He understands our situation right now, and he has maintained managing the wet market over here in Marsiling. And he always often come and visit us and inquire about how are we doing, how is the business doing, and how is our good health doing.
Hi, I'm Zaqy Mohamad, candidate for Marsiling Division, Marsiling-Yew Tee GRC. Your support is important to me. Please vote for me.
Thank you so much. In every episode, we will actually share more about our candidates. And this episode, we're going to share more about Mr. Zaqy. And after watching that video, now I know why he is so well received by his residents. Okay, over the years. So, Mr. Zaqy, you want to say anything?
Well, I think I just have to be very thankful for residents for giving us your support in the last few years, really give us feedback. And many of the estate plans that I shared in the last episode, for example, were actually a result of many of these feedback that we received during house visit, during market visit. And really, I think, this is the support that I really value from our residents. But but a lot of it is also credited, to our partner agencies and especially our volunteers. Our volunteers work really tirelessly to put many of these programs together. So Marsiling Cares, for example, to cater to 2,000 families every month on a consistent basis. Although we have support from partner organizations, but really the secret sauce is our volunteers who come down early in the morning to bring the logistics and food and take cases and help with those who are really in need. And this is where, I think this is where we have this kampung spirit that's really make the difference here in Marsiling. And we hope that with the continuous support as well as the energy that we have from the community. We can do more and we can do better. So of course we have current priorities. That is what we've also shared: jobs and helping residents, find assistance today. And that's something that we've shifted gears, moving on from just providing normal assistance, but really moving with the times and adjusting. And Alex and the other candidates and ministers also shared in the last few months, when we were all going through challenges with COVID and the circuit breaker, really our volunteers stepped up too to provide many of these relief efforts, to residents in need. And despite the fact that they themselves were sometimes putting themselves at risk, distributing masks, distributing food, rations, medication, and these are ways in which we work together as a community. And that's why one of those things I did mention just now in my 3 things I wanted for Marsiling-Yew Tee is really our caring community. While we can upgrade the estate, make it more vibrant, but nothing can beat a community that cares. And that's where all of us will come together to support one another and look out for each other.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zaqy. And I saw one of this coming from Rita. Okay, for now, we will actually take a short Q&A because we still have some time to go. And we have one from Rita. If possible, it would be good to extend community jobs to residents. That would be helpful, well, especially when they are in need of a job which is near to their homes. Young and old can benefit from this job placement. I think maybe this question we can get Mr. Zaqy to help us to answer to this.
So both for, Workforce Singapore has rolled out 24 satellite centers across Singapore. And of course, in Choa Chu Kang area, you'll find one in Keong Shopping Centre, which is next to the MRT. So if you're from UT, just take one MRT down, you can get there. And there is a center there that you can get job and career fair advice. And in Marsiling and Woodgrove, you can come to Marsiling CC. But I also see for Woodgrove, you can also just pop by the Career Connect Center at Civic Center as well. So we do have 2 centers in the north and 1 in the south that can offer career guidance and job matching advice to residents. But I also shared that one thing we're trying out in Marsiling, and this is in partnership with Fast Jobs, the other the career display panels that you saw, you can actually search for jobs in the community. So that's what we're trying to do, where you have employers in the area, whether it's industrial parks, shops, your F&B outlet and so forth, who need workers. You can go to one of these panels and you can search for jobs within your community. So whether it's Woodlands or Choa Chu Kang, or hopefully we can roll out to more. But for now, we've just tried it out in Marsiling, which we hope to launch this end of the month.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zaqy. And because I think residents in Woodgrove is starting to know her and even better, and I have one question which I actually snapshot earlier on. I couldn't find it right now. How about this question whereby Miss Hany can actually extend her legal talks in the GRC? Is that possible?
Yes, by campaign, right? I saw that too and I jotted it down. I wanted to take the opportunity to share. Of course, because we are one big family, right? Definitely, it will be extended to the other areas as well. And actually, I was just yesterday or 2 days ago, I was discussing with Zaqy that, in terms of legal talks, we can do one because specifically pertaining to sharing about Sharia law, the importance of, estate planning for our Muslim residents. So this is something that I think Marsiling and Woodgrove side, we do have received a lot of concerns from residents about this area as well. So this is something that we are looking to explore to work together. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We have a lot of questions coming up here. Just give me a minute. I'm pulling up some. And of course, maybe we have some visions that is coming up from the 4 candidates itself. Maybe we can get Mr. Alex Yam to share a bit more, because we have some residents from UT as well thanking Mr. Alex Yam for all the years of hard work and such. Just give me a minute. Wow, okay, Mr. Alex Yam has worked tirelessly in UT. The transformation over the past decade is clear. Thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you so much, Mr. Yam. So you want to share a bit more on your past experiences on how UT has actually transformed over the years?
Well, for a start, many people look at UT and perhaps wonder, where is it? In fact, when I first arrived in UT as a volunteer in 2009, one of the first things my friends ask is that, where is UT? Right? and you know which part of the island it's on. Well, it's a nice little part of the northwestern side of Singapore. It's very scenic. It's very laid back as well, and we have good people living there. But with good people living there in a good environment, we can always make it better. I remember in the earlier stages when we just had 2 bus services, 302, 307. Part of the difficulty was that in the early stages, we didn't have enough buses, we didn't have enough bus captains. And we worked closely with volunteers as well as with LTA. In fact, for almost a year, I would travel up in the morning, I'll get on the bus while everyone was waiting. So the earlier period, you know, people would grumble and say, you know, how come like that? How come like that? And then together with LTA, experiencing what our residents experience and convincing LTA that, you know, it's not just feedback. You know, I was there, I on the bus waiting, or I'm waiting for the next bus. And because of that, we managed to get an additional bus to come in. We brought in additional buses for the same route. We inserted sort of what we used to call the vampire buses. They will come in somewhere in the middle, and then if the buses were full or stuck at the interchange, they would just pop in. And then Zaqy over at the Keat Hong side was working very hard to get the Choa Chu Kang bus interchange updated and upgraded as well. More openings, easier access and egress for the buses. So things like that, they take time, they take effort, but working together with our residents, working together with the agencies, we get solutions out. Not always immediately, but they get worked on, and where we can, we push the boundaries a little bit more. And that's how we also ended up getting approval for the UT integrated hub. What people look forward to, the polyclinic, the hawker center, things that people have been asking over the years. And slowly, some said, I want more polyclinic, some say I want hawker center. And then we decided, hey, why don't we merge both ideas together, have a hawker center, a polyclinic, dialysis center, community club, more services, as well as retirement housing for residents and Singaporeans. And voila, after 4 years of lobbying, we got it done, especially with the kind assistance of Minister as well. So that's how we work in the community.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alex Yam, for sharing the transformation. And of course, the teamwork between the four is going to be very important in the next coming years. And we have one more resident from, which is Miss Judy Tay. Mr. MP Lawrence Wong, okay, kindly pull strongly to HDB for elderly single sibling joint balloting scheme for 2-room flexi flat. This is to enable especially the single elderly who still can actually provide mutual care for each other. Had approached HDB, but they tell me they do not have such a joint balloting single siblings. Okay, is there any way we can actually try to help Judy over here? I think she's in her 65 and 64 years old zone. Okay, somewhere around there.
So Julie actually emailed to me, and I had replied to her. And I told her that I had asked HDB to study this, whether something could be done. But I think this question is a reflection of, as what Alex said just now, how we go about making changes happen as elected members of parliament in the last term, and also as government. I hope residents understand things do not, not everything can change overnight. If it's a policy change that requires lots of resources, or it's a policy change that requires, that has implications for many other things, it may need time to study. If it's a new infrastructure that needs significant resources, could be public transport, could be MRT, could be a new integrated development, it requires some time to consider. Government agencies have to deliberate over the matter, and then they will have to pool together resources to ensure that this particular project can be done. So not everything may be the request, not all of the requests that residents ask for may be an immediate yes. But our promise to you is this, that we will listen to each and every request. We will not give up on any single one of them, and we will continue to push hard for all of them. And I think if you see what has happened over the last 5 years, you would see that improvements have been made. Things that we have said we would do have been delivered. And that's what we will continue to do if you give us the chance to serve you for the next 5 years.
Thank you, Minister Wong. So I think we hope that actually helped to answer Judy's question. So maybe you can check your email as well. I think Min actually replied to you already. So thank you so much, especially to Minister as well, because he's in front of the task force and fighting this COVID together with the nation. And right here he is as well, replying to your emails. So thank you so much for all the taking care of for all the residents in Marsiling and Yew Tee. And we know that this Marsiling-Yew Tee has a lot of stories, especially from the residents as well. We have a video featuring Marsiling-Yew Tee residents, which we want to show you guys. May we bring up the video right now?
Youths are given great opportunities, for example, volunteer to certain programs such as the Republic Poly Bursary Ceremony.
I find the community here is very interesting. Many of the residents are also very helpful, and we have got activity centers where the seniors can go to attend whatever program or exercise they provide.
As a resident 我喜欢这边它进步了那个84912的frequency， 这给居民带来很多方便。然后新建的Thomson East Line Link Way to Causeway Point 也很让居民很容易的抵达到Causeway Point。
Saya amat suka tinggal di sini kerana kemudahan dia banyak, seperti bas, saya nak pergi MRT mempunyai shelter.
Every evening, both of us, old folks, we go to the stadium, which is just by here. In fact, this estate itself is very self-sufficient. We have a 24-hour supermarket. We have hawker centers such as the Marsiling Hawker Center and Kopitiam.
I've spoken about the efficiency of the transport system. Unless you have a very efficient transport system, you can never actually get people to move together, to interact together, and provide that kind of convenience.
Thank you so much. And this video is about how the residents in Marsiling-Yew Tee community has actually benefited from the programs that were actually mentioned earlier on. And we have Mr. Zaqy sharing a lot of programs that is actually in Marsiling. And before we end it off for today, do we have anything that you guys want to sum up, our 4 candidates? Maybe we start with Mr. Alex Yam. Anything that you want to sum up before?
Well, again, we are at the halfway point of the campaign. We're very thankful for residents and our voters for your encouragement and your support. That's our main motivation in serving and also making improvements, not just to the living environment, but also to lives. This is especially important during our fight against COVID-19. So let's stay united. We look forward to your continued support.
Thank you, Mr. Yam. And of course, we know that Ms. Hany is also very ready to serve you guys in Marsiling-Yew Tee and especially in Woodgrove. So good luck to all of you. And not forgetting, we still have lots of programs in this Marsiling-Yew Tee, especially like what Mr. Zaqy actually mentioned earlier on. And okay, I see some questions coming in as well. Yes, we might not be able to answer to all the questions right now because of the time issue. But do remember, if there's anything you need help, please feel free to message us, private message us in our Facebook page. We will try our best to actually reply to you as fast as possible, like what Minister actually did earlier on replying to Judy. Thank you so much. Mr. Zaqy, the highlights for today's episode. Anything that you want to sum up before we leave for this episode?
A lot, so I know we are a bit short of time, but I just want to say thank you to all of you for supporting us on this, and especially in the last few months, we've also had many residents who come forward to offer help to others who are in need. So please continue to be such a caring community, and we hope to do more with you in the future. So do keep watch for how we will involve residents to collaborate with us for both the community work as well as our estate improvement projects.
So thank you so much, Mr. Zaqy, and everyone in Marsiling-Yew Tee. So this is about our lives, our hope, and our future. And of course, we want to thank all of you for tuning in today. So do remember, spread this news, okay, spread this platform to everyone around you, whether is it Marsiling-Yew Tee residents or not. Okay, so please do remember, we do have the next episode, which is coming up on the 8th of July at 8 p.m. So we will see you on the 8th of July, 8 p.m. Once again, thank you so much to the 4 candidates. Do remember to give them your fullest support. Thank you so much, Marsiling-Yew Tee. 加油! Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.